Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm not Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro.
That's right. We are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information. Today is Thursday, April 2nd, 2020, and you can find this. Nick is on the Front Lines podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher. You can find the both of us on Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I am at Dr. SWTOR, SWTOR.
And this week's episode is a special one. Not only is Nick missing our episode 70, he's on the front lines at the ER, and he's been working crazy hours battling this coronavirus, but we have Dr. SWTOR as our co-host. So thanks, Doc, for being the fill-in co-host, and make Nick proud.
Oh, I really hope I do that. And I just have visions of Nick walking through his hospital and just saying, I'm one with the force is with me. I'm one with the force is with me.
He sent me a picture, and he's in like full stormtrooper suit. He's got goggles, he's got the mask, and he has the blast shield in front of him. It's kind of funny to see him like this, but he said it's crazy. And he said the most tiring part of it is that if he goes into a patient's room and they are confirmed corona, he has to come out and change all of those clothes and put on a new suit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because the next room he goes in, they might not have corona. So it's like, I don't know. I can't even imagine. So, Doc, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been doing all of the teaching stuff that I normally do. I'm able to work from home, and that's really a blessing in a dark time like this. And I've also been investing some of my time into video games in a way that I normally don't. So, for people who might know me already from Utini Cast and from the game Star Wars The Old Republic, I stream my raids at Dr. SWTOR on Twitch, and it's also on Facebook now. And I play those on Thursday and Sunday, and those are still happening. And we're making some good progress in different ways. So that's fun. And I've been working with some of my other teammates to make sure our DPS is doing the right thing and make sure we're getting prepped for the next raid night so we can actually take a step forward. And I added a new game to my stream channel this week. So that's been really exciting. I've been Persona 5 Royal came out, which is the expanded version of Persona 5 that came out several years ago. And I bought it on PS4 and I bought it digitally, which I didn't used to do, but it was like right there on my PS4 as soon as East Coast hit midnight on release day. So I woke up in the morning and I thought, I don't work for 2.5 hours, so I'll stream the beginning of the game. And a few people showed up, and it's a very psychological game. So Marcus, have you ever played a game in the Persona series?
No, so I've never played the Persona games, but I did watch one of your YouTube videos, and you know, it's interesting to watch you play a game that's not rating,
Yeah.
uh, because your emotions show so much more in the non-rating games, because in SWTOR you're very serious and very focused, and in Persona, it's there a boss was pooping and you were laughing hysterically, and then there was another part where you just had like a genuine smile as you were playing. So it's pretty awesome that you're able to get almost two sides of your gaming experiences on video.
Yeah, absolutely. This game actually gives me window after window after massive window to start talking about what I do when I'm teaching these psychological ideas in a classroom to people. So, one of the things that I had forgotten was in the early part of the game was there was a moment this morning in day 3 of this Persona 5 stream where where a high school kid just out of nowhere creates this really serious situation. um, I don't want to talk about the specific situation. People who've played the game, they can figure out what it is. I don't want to make it about the issue, but the issue prompted all of these real world situations that I've been a counselor involved in trying to help people um, continue on in the best way possible. And so I'm sitting here streaming this game, and you're the main character, and you're focused on taking out this pervy gym teacher who's been abusing, physically and emotionally abusing the sports stars of the school. And then this thing happens. And I'm just like, whoa, like I'm actually feeling stuff here. And this is why this game is actually an important game to me, because it says, society, this is what you are. And it does not ask for or it doesn't offer an apology for that. And I think the way the world works right now, I think that we're all getting faced with a lot of what the world actually can be when it's at its worst. But we're also seeing a lot of compassion from people, hopefully, too. And hope is important. You know, rebellions are built on them, but also it keeps people going, no matter how tough their situation is. And if we can hold on to that, then maybe we'll have some of that feeling. And that's kind of everything that's in my mind when I'm playing a game like Persona.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I want to tell you something Nick did this week that was actually gaming related, because it's really awesome and I don't want it to get forgotten. So do you know where I'm going with this, Marcus?
I do. I
Okay.
was involved. I was involved in that group chat, group text that was like 4,000 text messages. It was almost like the music bot in Discord going off in my pocket.
Oh man, let's not talk about the music bot right now, but we definitely should talk about that brief nightmare that I went through. Because I think maybe people will chuckle when we talk about that. But I want to share what Nick did, because it really speaks to how awesome a guy he is. So there's this game called Journey on the PS4. Have you played it, Marcus, or heard about it?
No, no.
All right. So Journey on the PS4 is a really simple game. And in fact, I'm going to go on a limb and say it's the simplest game that IGN has ever awarded Game of the Year to. Okay. It came out probably, I don't know, 2015, 2016. I want to say 15, actually. But don't quote me on that. I'm not Googling it or anything. It's a simple game where you take the concept of the hero's journey, which comes from mythology, and then it was put into word form by Joseph Campbell and some other mythologists in the early 1900s. And that work was published in a book called Hero with a Thousand Faces, and that book inspired a person we might have heard of named George Lucas to and a bunch of other storytellers to tell stories about a hero coming from nothing, but actually being a secret something and being the key to hope for the galaxy that they live in. And so Journey takes that idea. There's no words, there's no text, it's all just sounds and a character, and just staring, and then walking across this desert and other terrain with the purpose of reaching the top of the mountain. And this mountain represents the life goal for whoever the person is. So for me, it was, it's been many things in my life, but at the time when I first played this game, I was writing. I was writing my dissertation research on SWTOR, and I played this game, and it really gave me huge momentum to cross the finish line, um, because it connected with me and it helped me to believe that I could reach the top of that mountain. And I've never 100%ed it. And I told you that I need somebody to run through the game with me. So you said you should ask Nick. He has a PS4. He'll do it. So I asked Nick, and he's like, "Oh, sure. That sounds like fun." So he downloaded the game. He never played it before, and he played the whole game with me. So we're in Discord. We're on the PS4. I'm talking him through what he's looking for, where to jump, um, how to upgrade your jumping ability because that's the only thing you upgrade in that game. And he helped me get the 100% trophy for a game that changed my life. And that was something that I never really thought I would do. But the coronavirus kind of locked me in the house, and it felt like this is going to be the time when I do it.
That it's from now on, it's called the virus to not be named.
Ha! Yeah, well, that is definitely appropriate at this point. I don't think anyone a year ago from now would have been able to predict the situation we're in right now.
Nope.
So,
It's yeah. Well, hats off again to Nick. That's pretty cool. Well, when you said it and it was a PS4 game, I'm like, Nick will totally do it. I'm sure it's on the PlayStation, and I mean the Xbox and the PC. But in order for you to play it to get the 100%, you need to play it on the PS4.
I actually think right now, Marcus, the only other option for playing it is iPad. I don't think you can play it on PC yet.
Huh?
It's one of those weird games that's very limited, and it's like a little secret. Like people who love it probably play it every month, but people have not heard about it just in general. So,
Yeah. I'm not really sure. I'm actually looking it up.
yeah, I'm pretty sure because I was looking at, can I get someone to cross play it from PC? Can I, if I have my son play it on my iPhone, uh, does is his
Yeah.
character going to be on the same server as a PlayStation based character?
Right.
And
So it's coming to Steam on June 6th this year.
wow, okay,
And it came out on the Epic Game Store May 28th, 2019. So almost a year. Um, Epic Games got the exclusive for it.
yeah, I still have a suspicion just based on it's really hard to find someone that you're looking for on there. Like it's not like you can build a team on your console and then
I
just
hear
yeah.
I,
So
I hear it's hard to find the droids too.
find the droids.
Yeah, you're looking for.
Yeah, well that yeah starts out in a desert. It's about as hard. So, what have you been doing, Marcus?
um, well, work is in the shit due to the virus that shall not be named. Um, so this is a shout out to all the raid teams out there, and let me know if it happens. So let me play this out for you guys. So Sunday night, we got a lockout to the Underlurker in Temple of Sacrifice on Thursday last week. And so we cleared Underlurker, we cleared the
Commander.
commanders. Yep. And so we get to Revan. Everybody's excited to go to Revan. We're all excited. So we make our first full few pulls, make some mistakes, stuff like that happens, and then we have a couple really good pulls. Mind you, we're this is week 2 of Revan. So in the beginning of the Revan fight, you have some stuff that happens. It's mostly tank stuff, and then a bunch of cleanses that the healers have to do. So the healers need to learn a new job. Then, right after that, HK-47 comes out, and it's a whole nother set of things to learn how to do. Well, so we got through the HK part, and the pull was looking great, and then it went to shit. But something that happened after that moment, something happened where the raid team, I'm not calling out the raid team and saying it collapsed, but I think like we all drank some funny juice or something, because the next pull, so when one of the tanks pulls Revan, he immediately throws you over your shoulder. The move is called discard. He's basically discarding you and say you're not worthy. Well, the next pull, I got discarded into the yellow beam inside the middle of the ring. the next pull, one of the other DPS pulled the boss off me, and he got thrown out, and it just started this train of comedy show of we went from making it 2 minutes into the fight to not making it 30 seconds in the fight,
10
and it was almost
seconds.
okay. Well, I'm being nice,
Oh, I'm
so
not.
well I know, but it was what's funny about it is it's funny how one thing can happen in a raid, and I don't even know what it was, and it just messes with the mojo, and it became like Goofy Fest, I guess. Um, so yeah, but either way, so we get to go back there this week. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been watching a video. Shout out to Lauren for hooking me up with her kill video because I haven't really been able to find a good kill video, and hers is from like a year ago. But at least I'm just watching the mechanics and watching the tanks. If anybody has a Revan video from a tank perspective, that'd be awesome for me. Send it over my way. Um,
Bonus points if it's Juggernaut perspective.
well, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, I'm excited to see the Revan fight more and more because I know our team can do it. Something else, we technically lost but did not lose a player. Um, some real life stuff came up, so we have a new player coming to play with us this Sunday. Um, to see how it goes. Then one of our other DPS, as Doc mentioned earlier in the night, him and Doc have been working on getting his DPS better, which is pretty awesome because, you know, I'm really a one trick pony. I know the Marauder, and now I quarter know the Juggernaut tank, and I can't really help somebody. I can tell them, hey, your DPS sucks, but I can't really say how to fix it because I don't even understand it myself. So that's why I kind of really like tanking now because all I got to do is worry about holding aggro, and that's my job, and doing the mechanics right. Um. Anyway, so with my new team, Damage Control, they're a part of the Lit Guild. We're progging Gods from the Machine hard mode, and we almost. I mean, I could taste the sweet, sweet, sweet victory of beating Avelia and Esne, and then we died. That fight is crazy to me. Um, there's so much going on and so much for the tanks to do. Um, Once you get the dance down, it's not that bad, but right at the end, it's mayhem. It's complete and total mayhem. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Lastly, I just completed book number, oh shit,
6.
6 for the Harry Potter series. I've never watched it, listened to it. I've never seen the movies. I know nothing about it. And one day, I didn't have any podcasts to listen to, and I had some Audible credit, like an Audible credit, and Rise of Skywalker wasn't out, and I was like, you know what? Why is this Harry Potter book number one on Audible $31? Like that's insane. It's the most expensive Audible book there is. So then I downloaded it with my credit, and I instantly got sucked in. I have never in my life ever been sucked into some kind of series like this except for Star Wars. Like even like Marvel comics as a kid, like I read the comics and stuff, but even the movies and stuff like that, I never was as into it as Star Wars. Well, let me tell you, Harry Potter has changed my life. I've never felt emotion through a book before except via Star Wars that I do from Harry Potter. I might even feel more emotion from Harry Potter. The author, oh my God, whoever did all the narrating did a great job. I mean, I'm so hooked on it that I think I'm going to buy the Lego Harry Potter series for my Switch because I want to play it and I want to see what Hogwarts looks like. And I have never seen any of um the movies either. And I'm not going to see the movies until I finish book 7, which I'm 2 chapters into book 7. And I've rambled a lot, but the last thing is I've gotten to I got to do the Netflix of book listening. Like people had to wait years and years for these books to come out, and I just binged through all of them.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous, but I also, by getting to talk to you about how that works, I've come to see a lot of value in how I experienced it too. So it's not that one is awesome and the other is terrible. It's just they're both so different. And it's just been really exciting to talk with you as you're getting from chapter to chapter and your emotions are going everywhere. And I'm just sitting there. My goal is just, okay, I have to ask some questions to figure out exactly where he is because my ultimate goal is to not spoil anything.
And you haven't.
Yeah. And and so then once I figure out exactly where you are, then I'm just trying to ask questions to get to try to milk that the maximum experience for you. So I'm not trying to point a spotlight and say, you know, make sure you notice this thing, and then your brain's going to start spinning and spinning, and you're going to figure out before you read it. So I'm not doing that. I'm just kind of, what are you thinking right now? And
And
go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Well, you did kind of point me in a direction because I listened to a chapter and you knew what happened in that chapter, and you were like, you mentioned something, and I was like, I don't remember that, and you were like, well, maybe you were cutting something on the wood, on your saw. Maybe you should rewind and listen to that chapter again, and I did, and that one moment that I missed would have changed the whole book for me in the end, because I would not have known why. Ugh, I fucking hate Snape.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Ugh. But anyway, so the whole thing, and I don't know who's listened to it and who hasn't, because I'm not going to spoil it, because the surprises in this game, I mean, this book series is incredible. Um, so stay tuned. I'll let you know when I finish the books, and then once I finish the books, I think I'm gonna buy the digital. I think it's like $40 for all 8 of the movies. Well, 7, but part 7 is 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Because I really want to watch it now because it's so good. And I have visions of what these people look like in my head. And I want to see if the books translated to the movies to see what they looked like, in real life. Well, or on the live screen. Did I say that right? Yeah.
You did. Marcus, I want to share one thing that I've thought about connected to this. I always watched the movies, starting with the third movie. I watched them all as soon as they came out. So for me, I read some of the books before I saw the movie. But then once you get to a certain point, um, you know, Daniel Radcliffe becomes who you see as Harry Potter. Um, and for you, you don't have that. You see the Harry Potter that J.K. Rowling wrote.
Correct.
And that's so cool because by the time I was in the fourth book, there was nothing I could do. I like the visual presence of the character from the movie became what I saw walking around in my head. So you actually have that as a completely different part of your book experience too.
Right. So it's I'm really excited to finish this book 7, and then at the same time, uh start the movies, and I think it's going to be fun for me to watch the movies and enjoy it.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
in SWTOR news, I don't know if we mentioned it the last episode, but the NIM Duxon op has been on the PTS and people have been testing it. I probably will never play it, but it's there. Um, One thing that I wanted to just mention, because I don't usually mention bug reports, but I thought it was funny that the Activity Finder story operations weren't giving multi boss operations. It was only giving you the option of the single bosses. And I thought it was pretty funny because, most of the time when people queue for an operation, they want to do 5 bosses, not one.
I mean, is there ever a point in time when Group Finder is working 100% correctly?
That is a true story. Also, too, game update 6.1.1 is scheduled to be April 14th of 2020, and they're going to run double XP until May 12th, 2020, and I'm guessing that's due to coronavirus and try to get people to be in more games. Um, Last thing, and it's not SWTOR. I don't know if you saw this, Doc, but the Steam charts actually released and they broke their record of 23 million concurrent users every single day for a week.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Well, people are in their house doing nothing. And, it makes me, I have two young kids. So if I'm not working, I'm playing Barbies or something like that. But if my kids were, 10, they'd be playing video games too, and I would be too. I mean, what else do you do during quarantine?
Yeah, you just got to take your house and it becomes the experience of life. And I've been
Right.
I've been encouraging my son, he's 11. I've been encouraging him to try to expand his list of things beyond uh his phone or beyond the Nintendo Switch, just because it's not that I don't want him to watch something on YouTube or play the Switch. I think those things are great. I just think it's a good idea to have five things on your list instead of two.
100%. Well,
Yeah.
tell him to come on over, and he can play Barbies with Julia and little Ryan and me.
We'd probably
Anyways,
catch the virus on the plane, Marcus.
oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about it. Man, that sucks. And actually,
Doesn't suck.
I was coming to Arizona this year, and we were talking about March or April, and that got thrown out the window. Thanks, virus that shall not be named.
Well,
Anyways,
it was going to be
uh,
even more awesome, Marcus, because we had kind of settled on May because there's a convention in Phoenix. And
mhm.
as soon as we mentioned that the first time, like that would be that's like an upgrade to our plan. And then, boom.
Yep. So in guild news, April's, as Nick would say it, mega comes to us on April 10th this month. Corley is hosting it, and we're going to be doing the Amazing Race. So it's based off the old TV show, The Amazing Race. Um, so we're going to be going all over the galaxy, getting clues, having to achieve something, and the winners get some pretty sweet prizes. Uh, this will be on the Starforge server, which is the best server, and everybody is welcome. You do not need to be in AIE to come. So if you're on the Starforge server, you're around at 9 p.m. Eastern sharp. Um, you can go to aie-guild.org, get our Discord, and pop into the SWTOR channel and say, hey, I want to do the Amazing Race. Um, so join us for the fun because it's going to be it's a this is a special event for the guild and for Corley because a lot of work goes into planning these events and there's no script for this. So this is all created by, you know, Corley and his ideas on the planets to go to and the things to do and all that stuff. And it really, you know, when somebody puts in the work like that, it's really special. So, with that said, we have our third and final code phrase this week. Um, the past three episodes, Nick and myself have been giving you guys certain code words that we've told you to direct message me on Twitter or message me on Discord, and tell me the code names. I'm going to repeat it last time, so you're going to have to listen back two episodes and get those code words because we're not going to repeat them. You need all three code words sent to me, and you'll be entered in the contest, which I'll probably do the drawing, I don't know, probably Friday or Saturday next week. And the winner gets any item they want from the cartel market, not including packs or any consumables or anything that has like multiples. It's an item. So whether you want what's something on a black die set or maybe the what's that lightsaber called? Whatever it is.
Defiant vented lightsaber or like anything. Any of the awesome weapons is going to be the best bang for your buck, probably.
Yeah, because whether or not um they give you whatever you want, you can essentially get. So you'll essentially message. Um, I'll give you the email when you do it. You'll message Dan Steed over at BioWare, and you'll give them your account name, I think your screen name, and the item you want, and they'll mail it to you. So that's really sweet. Again, on Twitter, I am at MarcusB14, or in Discord, you'll just have to jump in the AIE channel and find me. But if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, get our Discord information, grab a guild invite. Whether you play SWTOR or any of the other games we play, we would love to have you. And if you really want to play Journey, Doc will be always happy to play that with somebody.
Oh yeah, I can guide you with my master robe, but I didn't tell them the code word, so I need to say back at the ranch. Uh, I didn't say that a single time, so Nick is probably gonna roll his eyes when he looks at this sound file. Can I share the word?
Oh, yeah. So what is the code word? Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It is archetype.
Okay. Archetype. You
Yep.
hear that, everybody? Archetype. You want to win any item on the cartel market? Go back to the other episodes, get those code words, and get them sent to me. We will probably do the drawing in a week, and we don't have a main topic. Doc's got a raid, and my final thoughts of the show is I hate Snape.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.